Hey, it's Maddie, and welcome to another day of Bookmas. I kind of just wanted to sit down and talk to you about the last few books that I want to squeeze in before the end of the year, the 10 before the end, if you will. Now, this is not an exclusive list. I probably will throw in a couple other books. Who knows if all of these are going to get read? But I try to put some strategy around the books that I ended up choosing because we do have such a limited amount of time. And I do have a couple challenges that I'm hoping and praying that I will make and meet before the end of the year. I'm actually just so excited for 2024 to start fresh, to see all the new books coming out, and to see what that year holds. I was hoping to find a few more favorites this year, and I feel like just because of timing and everything, I didn't read as many of the anticipated books that I would have liked to. So next year, I'm definitely hoping to prioritize more of those. But either way, let's just get into this list. I am excited for all of these, but like I said, there definitely is strategy behind some of these. I probably would have a very different looking list if I didn't have certain challenges that I wanted to meet. But I thought it would just be fun, specifically my Book of the Month challenge. A lot of these books fit into doing that because I need a lot of page pushers and I need a couple different genres. And so I was trying to find books that kind of ticked off a couple of those check marks. And we only have a little bit of time left. So I really had to try my best to have the best strategy going into this. So, regardless, let's get into the 10 before the end. So, the first book being Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. I guess this book came out in 2022. I'm wondering if they just like redid the covers and are re-releasing these. I saw this at Target and I cannot even tell you how excited I am for this one specifically because it is a firefighter romance. And I was just telling my husband because he used to be a firefighter for almost 10 years. And I was talking to him, I was like, if I ever wrote a book, I would definitely want to write a firefighter romance. Like, I think that would be really fun. I haven't seen it done before. Apparently it has been, but I haven't really heard about this one until now, and I just saw it in the store and I was like, "Absolutely, you're coming home with me immediately." But I think this is so much fun, and still to this day, if I do write something, that is a high possibility. Not that I'm planning on writing any books or anything, so I wouldn't expect that, but if I ever do, I think writing a firefighter romance would be so fun just because my husband was one and I have experience of like being in a romance with somebody who was a firefighter. So I think that would be so cute. I guess this is the first book in the Honey Mountain series. And if I love this book, I will definitely be looking into the next ones. But I also just think they did such an amazing job with these sprayed edges. I think they're super gorgeous. I love this cover. I'm kind of curious what the previous cover looked like because I'm assuming there was a previous cover. Maybe it's just people on the cover. I'll have to look into it. But either way, I'm really excited for this one. And I hope it's amazing because, as I was saying, I was kind of looking for a firefighter romance in this way, like a wildland firefighter romance specifically, because I'm sure there's like a city firefighter romance somewhere, but I did not know there was like a wildland firefighter romance, and that is just everything. So, this is the first book on the list. The next one is going to be A Study in Drowning. I just shared this in my book haul, and I am probably going to read the other edition just so this one doesn't get damaged and I want to annotate it and everything. But I'm really excited to pick this one back up because I did actually read a good chunk of this. Was it this year or was it the end of last year? I actually can't even remember. But I need to pick this back up and finish it out because I'm very curious about where things were going. And I feel like when I stopped reading this, I was at such a huge shift in the story. I feel like things were really starting to happen. So I've been curious ever since. And I really just need to pick it back up. I actually have the audiobook checked out on my Libby app also. So I think this would be a good one to knock off before the end of the year because just with how busy I've been the last few months, I feel like audiobooks are just the way to go right now, even though I love physically reading. And I would just love, especially because it's the winter time, to have some more sit down reading time, but that's just not always realistic. So I think having a couple books that are on audio that I can just listen while I'm doing other things has just been so incredibly helpful. So I might listen to the audiobook on this one and then physically read it in the future because I could definitely see myself already rereading this and I haven't even finished that. So that is the second book on my list. The third book is another stunning special edition that I also hauled in my last book haul, and that is Hooked. I am so obsessed with this special edition. I think it is absolutely one of my favorites and completely stunning. And I'm definitely excited for this one. I think it's just going to be really fun. And I think this is a good one to just binge through at the end of the year because I need a couple fast paced, shorter books. And like I said, if I didn't have a couple video plans, challenges that I wanted to meet, I'd probably just pick a lot of really fast paced, fun books to just knock off at the end of the year, but we have some things to do, some goals to accomplish. So here comes all of the more chunky, not as light books that are on my list. So the first one is actually one I forgot to haul in my book haul because I actually did pick it up in that video, but I had it in the stack because I knew I was going to film this video and I totally just like buried it in the stack, unfortunately. So this should have been in the haul, but here it is now. I ended up picking up the last one and I was really drawn in because look at these stunning sprayed edges. I think they're super, super gorgeous and I love the cover. Let me see. Yes. Yep. Just look at this naked hardcover. This is absolutely so stunning. But then the end pages, that is also really stunning. I'm so excited to dive into this one. It sounds so badass. And then the fact that the main character is Kai, like how more perfect could this be? It's a female Kai, but still. The next one is kind of a surprise to myself because I'm not a huge memoir person. I don't really read them that often. However, I am really dying to read this one. It's actually funny because I was rewatching One Tree Hill, so you can probably already guess which memoir it is, but I was rewatching One Tree Hill and I didn't even know that this book was on the horizon. And it's so funny because then it just popped up and I was like, that's just weird timing because I just randomly picked up the show. I hadn't watched it in quite a while and it just was like calling to me at the moment. And then out of nowhere, the memoir popped up and I was like, okay, I just have to read it, especially because I am deep into my rewatch. I have just been having this nighttime routine where I get my book, I watch One Tree Hill, and then during the like advertisement breaks, I will binge a few chapters of a book and then get back to my show. And it's been such a nice routine because I get the best of both worlds. I get to watch my show and unwind and read a little bit. And I feel like it's just been super cozy. And it's the way I accidentally fall asleep on the couch after my crazy work days. So I've been just really enjoying that little routine. But the memoir I'm talking about is Dinner for Vampires, Life on a Cult TV show while also in an actual cult. And I'm just so excited to get into this. Maybe exciting isn't the best word, but I am curious to see what this is about. I've just heard it's really hard hitting, it's really sad, and I could expect that from just the content itself, but also that there's so much hope at the end. And I just think that's going to be really beautiful. So I am just anticipating this read and I am very curious to see how that goes. The next one is a book I've been wanting to pick up for a while. It's The Husbands. I actually have the audiobook to this right now on Libby, so this is perfect timing, but it also hits one of my book of the month prompts. I needed a new genre, and so this fits into one of the genres I need still. And then also, actually, is this a debut? I think it's a debut also, and then that is what I need because I need to do the debut darling, the page pusher, and then the genres. I think I need 2 or 3 debuts, I need 3 page pushers, and I need 3 new genres, and I only need 4 books in total. So between those 3 prompts and then the 4 books in total that I need to meet all of the badges that I need, these will fit right in. This also fits a different genre as well because it's a memoir and I haven't read any memoirs from Book of the Month or just in general this year. So those are perfect. They fit in. I'm excited to get to both of them. And then we also have the Circus Train. This is to fit into a new genre, but also to fit into the page pusher. And I have just been dying to get to this one as well. I feel like this is going to be such a hard hitting book. Would not be surprised if I bought my eyes out, although I feel like it's going to be such a beautiful story. And it's also, I feel like, perfect for this time of year. It says, A War of Forbidden Love, One Girl's Survival. I think this has to do something with polio and wartime, World War II, probably. Oh, yes, the main character is bound to a wheelchair after getting polio as a child, and I think there's something about a circus, and it is during World War II. So I feel like, yeah, definitely a hard-hitting book, but also probably such a beautiful story, and I'm really curious to see what it's all about. I've always just been drawn to it, and I've just never quite picked it up, so I definitely need to. I really do enjoy historical books too. I just don't read them that often because I have to be in the right mood, but when I do pick them up, they are always just so emotional and they always just sit so deeply in my heart. I feel like they just really don't go away. They sit there, they live in my mind, and I just feel like they're some of the most beautiful stories that I've ever read. The next book I cannot wait for. I have already gushed about this, but it's going to be a Bloodguard. I needed another page pusher from Book of the Month to fit into that little badge, and this one sounds so incredible. A gladiator and a princess. That is everything. I feel like it's gonna be brutal, I feel like it's gonna be fun, I feel like it's gonna be action-packed, and I'm so excited for it, and I hope that I love this, and this is a new favorite. This is very anticipated, and I'm so excited for it. So that is the next one. Then I'm also going to go with The Dagger and the Flame. Again, another page pusher, and I'm just really excited for this. I've heard really good things. It sounds really good. I don't know too much about it, but either way, I'm gonna dive right in. And I feel like the good thing about this page pusher is the words on the page are pretty large. So I feel like it's not going to feel like 400 pages. It's probably gonna feel a lot quicker. And I feel like it's gonna be something I can fly through and just be a really good time. This is also a book I'm looking forward to so much. It looks like it's gonna be good. And then the last one, this is a 5-star prediction. I actually have already read a part of this previously. I actually made it a really good chunk of the way in and I was obsessed. It's exactly my vibe. I think it's probably going to be one of my favorite books of the entire year, even if I have to completely throw everything out. This one is definitely getting read. I'm so excited. And that is Heartless Hunter. What more can I say? Like Witch Hunter, exactly my vibe. Loved Serpent and Dove. This one is so good. It's just so good. Give me all the Witch Hunter books you can because I will eat them up every time. This is exactly my thing. I love it. I'm so excited for it, and we will be devouring the rest of this. I am happily starting this over and binging the heck out of this. I'm so excited. So that is my 10 before the end. Before we end out, I did just quickly want to share a couple books that I've just been reading. I didn't end up vlogging them. I just kind of read them on different road trips or while I was working, and I thought I would just quickly share those books with you. The first one being Garlic and the Witch. I read Garlic and the Vampire couple years ago, and I checked it out from the library. Loved it, bought my own copy, reread it this year, and I had to read Garlic and the Witch. When I saw it at the library, I was like, yes, actually, my son found this for me and handed it to me, and he's like, I bet you would love this, mommy. I know you love the other one. And I was like, yes, I will. So I read this in one sitting, super cute, loved it. Will be buying my own copy for sure. And that will definitely be a reread, probably many, many times. It's just such a cute graphic novel series. I don't know if there's any other books. I think there's just Garlic and the Witch and Garlic and the Vampire. But if there's more, I will be running right to them. So that is that one. And then I also read the one Emily Henry out of her more like romancy literary books that she has. And I finally read People We Meet on Vacation. I genuinely don't know why people don't like this because I feel like this is one of her most controversial books. And I actually just thought it was so funny and quirky and cute. And I loved it. And it was just really fun. I definitely felt the chemistry between the two. I love that they went on these different trips and you got to watch them go on these different trips and see their friendship develop over the years and just watch them figure things out. There's obviously a couple frustrating moments, but I didn't think it was unrealistic or anything. I just think you know, there's just moments and I just loved how this all ended. It was so cute. I have not had one miss from her, to be honest. For me personally, I enjoy all of her books and I cannot wait for next year because I know she has a new book coming out. I don't remember what it's called, but I am going to be racing to pick it up, and I'm so excited. But I'm glad that I finally read this because I thought it was really good, and I really had the best time reading this. I binged it in a day, which is why I didn't even end up vlogging it. I was just like, I'm not even gonna put this down. I'm just gonna read through it, and I will talk about it somewhere. So here it is. And then I actually binged 2 little novella books that I had on my Hoopla app. I just downloaded them and I went on a road trip yesterday for work, so I just threw them on while I was on my way to where I was going, and I finished them both within like a 3-hour period. It was amazing. I read My December Darling by Lauren Asher. Super cute. I like that it had a touch of Christmas, but not too much. And then I also read Ali Hazelwood's audiobook exclusive, I believe, and it's Two Can Play. And that was also just really cute and fun. It went by like that, and it was just a good book to listen to while I was on my little road trip. I don't have anything particular to say about either one of those, other than I think they're super cute and fast. And if you just want a fun, quick read, they're perfect. And they knocked up my reading goal for the year, which felt amazing. And I'm glad that I read them. And I would love to honestly own physical copies of both if that's a thing. I think maybe My December Darling might have a physical copy. I'll have to look, but I'm not sure if Two can play. But hopefully they'll eventually print it because I think it would be so fun to have that, and just if I want a quick fun read to just pick it up and read through it. So those are the couple things that I've been reading recently, and I'm going to end this out cuz I got to get to reading. I got to get through this 10 before the end before it's really the end. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next day of Bookmas.